Hey, 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 hey. Howdy. How is you? How you be? This here is Conservative Jake Mills coming at you again for another edition of my views from a conservative standpoint as always. Now, I know I'm a little late to the party this week. I didn't put up a post yesterday, but I'm back. You're dang on right. Your boy's back. Back again. Well, what I want to talk today about is energy independence. Now, y'all might be talking about, what's old conservative Jake Mills talking about today about energy independence? I'm talking about cutting ties, cutting the wire, cutting it all off in regards to us importing oil out of Russia. As it stands today, 11% of our oil imports come from Russia. Now, you might say to yourself, hey, Jake Mills, that don't sound like it's all that much. 11% from Russia, then we get another 9% from Saudi Arabia, and the rest we produce ourselves. Now, I don't know about you, but everything I use, everything I eat, everything I wear is made right here in the good old US of A. So with all that being true, then that means I want my oil from nowhere else but the USA. Because, let's be honest. We don't know when we go to the gas station to fill up. We don't know how much oil is American oil, Russian oil, Saudi oil, or is it all a big mix? It's a mystery. But all I know is with 11% coming from Russia. And then we got another 9% coming from the Saudis. Now, I'm not the best thing at math, but 11 plus 9 is 20. And you mean to tell me we can't come up with a way to make 20% more oil and produce 20% more oil than what we're already doing now? Whereas we ain't got to rely on nobody else for oil. Come on. But I tell you who is against energy independence. That's the President Joe Biden. Completely against it. And he's completely at the mercy of them far left radicals that are lobbying. And you got some far left radicals right there in Congress. AOC and the rest of the squad, just to name a few. Now, them leftists will tell you, you can't drill. It's an environmental hazard. Stop all the drilling. Stop all the spilling. We can't do that. What about the environment? What about this? What about that? Look. Now, I know that when the Keystone Pipeline was open, we had us a little oil spill. I know we did. 300,000 gallons got spilled into the environment. Now, look. That wasn't good. But we learned from our mistakes. We learned from Exxon Valdez back in 1989. Now, you youngers ain't going to remember that, but old Jake Mills do. We learned from that. And look, accidents are going to happen. But if that means that we can become completely energy independent, roll the dice. Come on now. That's what life is all about. Sometimes you just got to get up on there, roll the dice, and take a chance. And this ain't no different. To me, it's far worse, even worse than messing with the environment. It's far worse to have to keep relying on foreign oil when we got all this oil right here on our own grounds? We need to be energy independent. Now, I made a video about this maybe about 3-4 weeks ago. I talked about this. You want to hit Putin where it hurts? That'll be a start. Now, it ain't really gonna do a crazy amount of damage because you gotta remember, Putin's supplying oil for most of Europe. Germany is 100% dependent on Russian oil. Great Britain, 70% dependent on Russian oil. Lithuania, 100% dependent on Russian oil. France, dependent on Russian oil. See the pattern? Now, just think of it. Let me tell you to think on something real quick. Now, just think. We open that Keystone Pipeline back up, start drilling our own resources. Let's say down in Texas, and down out in Alaska, and a couple other places I might be missing out. We start drilling more for more oil. Not only can we close that 20% gap from the oil that we're getting from other sources, but we can start selling our oil to our European friends, our NATO allies, so that they'll become less and less dependent on Putin and his oil. Just think of it. Just think of it. Take care of our own oil supply and help our European partners at the same time. Strengthen NATO even further. And what you think old Putin gonna say to that? You really wanna end this war? You really wanna help those folks over there? This is a start. Hit them in the wallet where it hurts. You know something? I know I sound like a broken record when it comes to this war. But this here war could have been prevented. This here war didn't even have to happen. Now look, I ain't no Vladimir Putin sympathizer, but understand this. If President Joe Biden, instead of trying to fuel this obsession we have with Western imperialism, and what I mean by that is trying to exert our power and strength on the rest of the world, being arrogant about it, trying to expand NATO over there in an area right on that man's next door, right on his back door. And that's really what this is all about. He's surrounded. He's seeing NATO expand over there. We over there making secret deals with NATO and with the Ukrainians to store weapons and import massive weapons. This is before the war started. To house weapons, fighter jets in Ukraine. That's what we were doing. And look, Putin has been, really for years, all he wanted was some security guarantees to slow down NATO expansion, for one, and some guarantees so that he wouldn't have to worry about, God forbid, us getting together with our NATO allies one day and trying to take out Russia and Putin. That's what he was worried about. NATO's been ever expanding. And we signed, way back in 1990, we signed an agreement saying that certain countries, we wouldn't let them expand to NATO. Lithuania, Ukraine itself, and a couple other European countries. We signed an agreement saying, listen, you got NATO over here. I'm already surrounded by Germany, France. All the European allies are part of NATO. Make it so that I don't have to worry about y'all being a threat to me. Why should y'all be able to put weapons, planes, all this stuff over here right on my back door? But yet, what you think gonna happen if Putin tries to do the same thing on the western side of the world? Try to put weapons down in Mexico or Canada, anything like that. We be flipping our lid. And we be running his ass out of here. So, all he wanted was some security guarantees from NATO and the United States. And us being arrogant, not wanting to give it to him. And look, that wouldn't have made us look weak if we would have went ahead and gave him security guarantees and agreed not to keep putting weapons in Ukraine. We already got troops. We got thousands of troops in Europe. We got weapons. We got warplanes all over there already. Enough is enough. We got a presence over there. We got a presence in them waters over there as well. We don't have to keep surrounding that man with more and more and more weapons. That ain't fair, is it? And that's part of the reason why the war even got started. Now, I know some of you are going to say, oh, you taking up with Putin. I'm not. Look, Putin is a KGB gangster from way back in the day. Killed and hurt a whole lot of people. All I'm saying is, just do a little research, folks. This war could have been prevented. And the way I see it, we have a hand in this. Part of this was our fault. And we need to fix it. Punish Putin for what he's doing. Because thousands of people are going to end up losing their lives over this. Punish him for what he's doing. But at the same time, learn how to work that foreign policy so this don't happen again. Former President Trump was in office, we wouldn't even be talking about no war right now. Wouldn't even be in the conversation. But we can start off by preventing it with independence. Well, I done got a little long-winded today. But me not posting yesterday, I figured I'd give y'all a little bit more today. So if you don't mind, my YouTube family, hit that subscribe button for your boy. Hit them like buttons. Share it. Instagram and Facebook friends. Repost. Let's grow this thing here. Make a movement. Well, take care of each other, and I'll see you on my next post.